Do you want people to like you? Honest question. Do you want people to like you?
Duh.
Because I honestly don't really know if people do like you. I will get people to like you for the authentic you are. And this way of liking has a downside. Downside being, people will also not really like you for this. But the people that will like you will only appreciate you more because you're 100% you. And this is something that a lot of people do wrong. They think that in order for people to like them, they have to be a person that everybody likes. But that's not true. In order for people to like you, you have to just be yourself. But you have to completely own the person that you are. You have to be in the moment and just embrace who you are as a person. And you just have to be you. You have to form your own opinions and bring those to a table. You have to give your own value and bring that to the table. You have to be curious and ask questions. And saying that, I will give you some pieces of advice. Some pieces of advice that will make you a better person, that will teach you stuff that you've never heard before, and at the same time will teach you how to be likable and how to be authentically you. So let's start. In order to get people to like you, you have to understand a psychological fundament. And that is that people like one thing more than anything else. Themselves. People love themselves. Think about it. Do you know what the most used word is in the English vocabulary? Actually, let me rephrase that. Do you know what the most used letter is in the English vocabulary? I. I this, I that, I this, I so. Everybody, once they're having a conversation, they try to deviate the conversation to something that is of them. Oh my God, I saw this dog walking yesterday. It was the cutest dog ever. Yo, that dog looks like my dog, or looks like my sister's dog, or looks like the dog that I once saw with my aunt when walking on a dog farm. Whatever, right? But every single time you're having a conversation with people, they try to deviate somehow. And it's subconscious. It's not even a conscious thing. Like everything is about themselves because they're always talking from their own perspectives. And this is nothing to blame anyone for. This is just how human psychology works. We all live in our own worlds and we all want to have our own conversations. We always want to talk about ourselves or things that have happened in our life because we really think that we're really interesting. And there's nothing wrong with that. If anything, we are interesting and we all have our own stories to tell. It is about how you can use that, though, to get people to like you. And it's very simple. I've had conversations with people where I have not spoken more than 2 sentences and they love me. And my questions were, oh, and what do you do? Oh, that's interesting. And how does that work? Literally, the whole conversation was exactly that. And I was just listening. I was like, oh yeah. Yes. All right. That's great. Amazing. Great. So how does that work? Oh, okay. Literally. And now suddenly they're my friends. They're like, yo, bro, can I get some advice on this? And here's the thing, right? This is like a very extreme example of stuff. But in reality, when you're having a conversation with someone and you are starting your curiosity first, people genuinely like that. They like people that are just not only talking about themselves and just asking questions. And the good thing about asking questions is that you know more of a person and you can use that or, well, I mean, if you're selling stuff, it's always good to use that. A good listening ear is something that is the most important if you're trying to sell something because you can hear out what people's desires and problems are. And if you're trying to sell, well, you need their desires and problems to give them the solutions you need in order to sell your products. Or to become their love of their life, or to give them knowledge, or whatever it is that you might be, like social engineering. Woo. In order for people to like you, you both need to have a same line. You need to see that you're either very curious to learn from this person, and you need to be of value. In my life, I've been networking a lot, not even consciously. Subconsciously, I am just a very curious person. So when I'm just on and about and I'm on an event and I'm just talking to people, I'm just so curious about what they do. And you have 2 types of people. You have the people that are asking something in order to just completely outdo you and be way better than them. Or you have people that are just genuinely curious. Hey man, well, what is that watch? That's a cool watch. Oh, really? A day date? Oh, that's nice. How does that, like, where did you get that? Hey man, that's a nice watch. What kind of watch is that? Oh, a day date. I have a Richard Mille. Anyway, two types of people. So don't be number two. Try to be number one, because number one is usually more likable. The more curious person you are, the more you start learning. I myself see myself till this day still as a student. I try in any conversation to learn something. And that, people tend to like that. But do you know what is something that people don't like? Especially high level people. When you're trying to level with high level people that are multimillionaires and have the things that they want in life. This is multimillionaire, right? So yeah, I was went for a walk. That's so funny. Yeah, no, that wasn't funny. But you have these people that just trying to be very liked. So what they do is they just laugh at everything someone says because they really appreciate them or whatever. Or they're just, they just get stiff and they just completely go for that person and they're just sticking to that person. They're not adding any value. They're leeches. They're fucking leeches. They're so annoying. You know who you are, by the way. Don't be that. Don't. If you are with a high value person, try to see if you can be of value to them. There was a story. I remember one of my coaches telling me this story about one of the biggest speakers of the U.S. came to the Netherlands, and he was sitting front row. And after the event was done, everybody was just hanging around, asking him a question, hanging around, asking him a question, hanging around, asking him a question. And he was just completely sick of it. And here's the thing. People, they're there. They want to get their value as much as they can. So they try to extract it from a great speaker that is there. So he walks up to him and he asked him, what do you think of Amsterdam? And the guy is like, what? Why do you care? Like, don't you want to know something or learn something? He's like, well, I genuinely want to know, how is Amsterdam? I've been here for a week, but I haven't seen the outside area yet. Want to go out for a drink? You know what? Sure, let's go out for a drink. And they go out, and they're still friends till this day. The only difference here is, and this is the human psychology, everybody there is there just to take from the guy. I mean, they've paid for an event. Who cares? But my coach, my friend, he walks up. He says, hey, do you like Amsterdam? Have you been? You want to see it? And he literally just wants to give them value. Show them around. Show them the red light district. The good stuff. And now they're friends. Being likable is being authentically you. Being there just to give value. And if being authentically you means that you are weird, own it. Own your type of weird. Own the type of person that you are. If it means that you are quirky, own your quirks. Make your little jokes. But really try to give as much value as you can and to understand that the one thing that people love to talk about is themselves. Because the more curious you are, the more valuable you are, the more you will be able to network and to connect and also know how to sell. My name is Rabin. If you know and want to know how to connect with more people and have a community of like-minded people, down below you can join my community. It's great. If you want more value and more great, cool videos, well, this is my channel. Click on my channel, watch other videos. And if you want to inquire for coaching, you can also just go to my website. And then I or my team will coach you. So subscribe if this is not the first time you're ever seeing me, or if this video was super valuable and you're like, hey, you know what? I want to learn more about closing and doing all that stuff. And of course, I teach you how to do that stuff. Yeah, that was my spontaneous outro. Goodbye.